Hi everybody, Cheaply Chic. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm jumping back in and working in my Rooted in Hope journal. I'm looking forward to spending some more time working in this journal. In the previous video, I collaged and decoupaged this napkin that came in the kit. I did a little stamping. I'm not quite certain what I want to use this journal for yet, but I do feel that I really want to play with the browns that are in this paper line, this Cartabella paper with the potted plants. I really enjoy this brown envelope that came in the kit. I actually found those thrifting. I have a couple boxes of them. I love them so much. And then this brown paper is in the journal as well. So something I just pulled out of an Amazon box a little bit ago is this brown paper. This is just packaging that some items came wrapped up in. I was actually inspired by someone, I can't remember the name, Meg Journals or Meg's Journal, one of those. I will link her in the description box down below. But one of the things that she does often is uses brown paper. And I was watching her and I was super inspired by that. I'm like, oh, I love that. And then she'll use her white gel pen to write on top of it. So I thought I definitely have to do that too. I'm just not sure how to add it to my book. So I'm going to create a spread, I think, on this page. I'm not crazy over the stark white on the back of that letterhead. So I'm thinking about adding this and making a pocket on this side maybe. I don't know. Let's just get started and see what happens. I'm going to use my tear ruler and try to make some sense out of this piece of paper here. Figure out what size I want it. How are you all doing today? I hope that you are doing well. I am staying busy over here, like I mentioned in my last video, so it's very refreshing to be able to sit down and work in this journal. I should probably plug in my iron and work out a little bit with this paper, but we'll see. The fun thing about a junk journal is you can't really mess it up. And if you do mess it up, you don't have to tell anybody because it's a junk journal. I want this edge to be jagged too, so not that jagged. I just took off the edge there. All right, well, the nice thing is I get 2 tries. So because I tore that corner and I really want to cover up most of this brown. Let's see. I could use my scissors, but just going to finish up the rest of this edge here. All right, so that's looking pretty rough. I tore my paper a little more than I meant to, but I think that's okay. If I really cared, I would get out my iron and iron this paper, but I don't think I'm going to be that picky this time. I am going to take my little piece of plastic here. I've been using this Gathered Twigs ink. It's sitting on my desk, so I'm going to keep using it. And I am just going to start darkening the edge of this paper. where I know my paper that I'm adding isn't going to cover, because I do want to get rid of that white line. Okay, let's see how this works. And I think because I did that side, I'm going to do a little bit on this side as well. I'm just going to be a little more careful over here since I know my brown paper isn't going to cover the whole page. And I am going to create a crease so I know where this page ends. All right, you guys, I am going to attempt to run this through my sewing machine just as wrinkly as it is, but I would like to create a little bit of a stitched border here, especially since I'm going to make a little pocket over here. Definitely not something that you have to do if you don't have a sewing machine, not a big deal. Okay, so I did a little stitching on that. And I just want to see how this ink shows up on here. It's not very dark. Okay. All right, so I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac and I'm just going to glue this down. This whole big page first. I'm excited to see how this works out because I think I would like the majority of my papers to be this brown page. I just like the organic feel of this brown paper. It feels natural to me. Plus the seed packets and some of the envelopes that came in the collection are that brown paper. And I just think it would be a lot of fun to write with that white gel pen, which really has everything to do with it. So I'm just going to put that folded edge up against the binding of my book. Try to get it as straight as I can. Oh my goodness, I think I love it. I think I love that. I do love that. I don't even have to think, I know. And then I'm going to just use a bead of glue. You can see here that I messed up with my sewing machine. I didn't have the needle set. But I like that messy stitched look, so I didn't let it ruin my day just because I messed up my stitching. If you don't have a sewing machine, you could make a faux stitch with an ink pen. I'm just really not artistic in that way. I can't draw, so it makes me nervous to use a pen and do that. You could also use a stapler and staple down your edges if you wanted to try that. That's a fun look too. I love the torn look again. All right, and then if we take our tag, you can see that we have a nice little pocket over there. I really like that. Okay, so I have to warn you now, I'm going to be doing quite a bit of this. I love that. All right, I think that I like that so much, I want to do it again. So I'm going to go back to the other side of this paper here. And I'm just going to start inking my edges. I just want to mention again that there is a design team that's working in this collection. I will link them in the description box down below. Because of the fact that I'm really only able to do a few videos, I definitely like offering more inspiration. Plus, it's just awesome to have other people's ideas. I'm just one person, so I love seeing how other people use the collection And the ladies on the design team are super creative, so you will want to go follow them. Their channels are amazing. They're amazing, sweet women. I love them. So definitely go check them out. Those links are in the description box down below. So I know I'm going to want to do this page too, because that worked out so well last time. I'm sorry for all the outdoor noise, you guys. It's really nice out here and the weather's been so nice I can have the windows open, but the traffic has been a little intense lately through the neighborhood. Maybe I just got used to during quarantine when barely anybody was out and about. But it just seems like there are so many loud cars. We used to have a noise ordinance in my town that was very intense. In fact, I've had a noise ordinance ticket. Fun fact, I had a Mustang convertible. Oh goodness, how many years ago now? I loved that car and I loved my subwoofer. And one day I got a $350 ticket enjoying that subwoofer. So we used to have a very intense noise ordinance. That's a lot of money. And that's just your first strike. It grows if you get another strike. So yeah, needless to say, Lynette learned her lesson. And anyway, but what I mean to say is it seems like that's kind of fallen by the wayside here in my town. This packing paper is perforated, so that's pretty nice. I can get my piece started that way. Anyway, it seems like, you know, I can tell that I'm out of touch with what's cool anymore, but there are a lot of loud trucks and loud motorcycles, and they all seem to be driving by every time I film. So anyway, but I do think that maybe some of that had to do with quarantine and you just didn't hear as much traffic. I don't know. It's funny though. Definitely can tell I'm getting older. I think this time I'm going to just create a background page and see what that's like. And I have a lot of extra, so I'm going to allow myself a little more tear space. I just want to fold this over now so I can have an idea on my book page. Maybe it would help if I clipped this down over here. Help hold it in place a little bit. Okay. Just start with that. Can you believe it's the middle of June already? I can't. I really can't. I feel like time is just so off. It doesn't feel like summer. It doesn't, I don't know. Everything, you know, with the social distancing and the quarantine stuff is sad, and it's definitely thrown off my, I don't know, the way summer feels, if that makes any sense. Okay, now I took off a lot more than I would have liked to, but I still don't like that jagged edge. I thought this edge, this perforated edge was going to work, but I don't think so. I think I still want to take it off, even though it means my brown paper is going to be pretty short. Maybe I'll just do this one by hand. And I know that some of you are still locked up pretty tight with this whole virus thing, and it's hard for you to get out, and here I am whining, and what do I really have to whine about? That reality hits me too, so I'm sure I'm sitting here whining and I don't really even know if I would be going stir crazy by now. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm going to take this over to my sewing machine again and just make a line around this. Now, for the tricky part, to get this in the right spot. Actually, you know what might work out well is if I put a bead of glue down and got it started that way. Then at least it can stay in place. Okay, so I just ran a bead of glue down the middle there. And let's see. Just gotta work with it pretty quick. It's good enough. It's touching the edge over here more than I would like, but it's all right. So once again, I'm just going to glue this down. I'm going to start with the small page. My glue's getting a little gloppy here. Okay, and I just want to flatten that out. Fun. I like that. Okay. Try them in frame here. And I just made it toward the edge of that page. Awesome. And it's so thin that it actually folds very nicely. It doesn't add a lot of bulk. I know a lot of people always say, but what about the bulk? Yeah, I don't really mind that. And I don't. It's kind of fun to me. I feel like we should do something. I can't just leave a couple brown pages in here, right? Man, I love that. All right, so let's look at stuff from the collection. I have bags. I have tags. Let's see. And you know, something else that could be fun. These trucks are super cute in these flower pots. You could fussy cut these out. I know some people like fussy cutting, some don't. But this could be some fun elements to use for decorating. So I have this glassine bag and I'm thinking that I might like that tucked here in this page. I'm definitely going to start by inking it up. You'd think I could throw this piece of plastic away and start, you know, using another one, but I don't know. Make you guys look at this nasty piece of plastic. I'm just going to ink up the edges, and I'm actually thinking about trying to use my wallpaper. Now you could do a lot of things with this wallpaper. A lot of people like making tags out of it, or covers out of it, or envelopes out of it. I'm going to see if it'll tear. Yay, it does. I want to use mine on the front of my bag here, I think. Okay. time here. I had been wanting a tear ruler forever. This was the only one I could find online. I had heard that Tuesday Morning had these We Are Memory Keepers tear rulers, but I never found one there, so I ordered one on Amazon. I just finally broke down and did it. So I will leave a link in the description box for anyone who might be interested in that. And I'm just going to ink this up a little bit too. I like that, that's pretty. I'm just going to use my Fabri-Tac and glue this down. I just want to say a big thank you again to all of you who purchased this collection. Those of you who were unable to, I do apologize. The next collection, I usually try to get them out right away at the beginning of the month, but June and July are such crazy busy months for me, and my mom typically would come over on Mondays. She always had and helped me, but with the coronavirus and having a teenage daughter here, I'm just not completely comfortable having my mom in my house when so much social stuff goes on. Loud cars, I'm sorry guys. Anyway, while my daughter's out doing things all the time. So a lot of that means that my mom is helping me. She'll take like the bookmarks and the fibers home and do them. But then I'm putting together and sorting all of that by myself. I'm kind of feeling like collaging some of this paper. It takes up some of my writing space, but it's just kind of fun. No rhyme or reason, just to glue it down. I really like the contrast of that ivory aged paper against that brown craft paper. Maybe just under the bag. We can save this piece for later. So yes, I think that's part of my problem with the fact that it doesn't feel like summer is I haven't been camping yet. We love camping. We love camping with family, and my husband's family, his parents, who we would usually camp with at the beginning of the season, have moved away. So we weren't able to go camping with them. And then, yeah, we've just been really busy at home and everything's been closed up. You know, you guys know. I am looking forward to the 4th of July, though. We are going to camp with family. And, you know, it's outdoors, so it's a little safer. And we have our own camper and they have theirs. And, yeah, looking forward to it. So how about you guys? Are you just going about regular summer business? Did all of this sickness stuff throw a wrench in your plans too? I can say that I have definitely, you guys, if there are fruit flies flying around in here, I do apologize. They have decided to find their way into my room. Gotta get a trap for that. I love that. Okay, now I know that originally, back when I started this journal, I said I was going for the fun, whimsical, but I definitely think they mix very well together. The fun watercolor flower images and then the more natural and that vintage book page. I think I'm going to be doing a lot more of this layering. I'm going to have to go find a book. I'm sure that I have one around here I pull pages out of. And I love that brown paper. Okay. We're getting close. I think that is too much. Those of you who have watched my channel for a while, you know that I enjoy using this tag in this bag. It just fits so well, but there's a lot of clashing going on there. So I'm thinking I could get away with this pink side if I toned it down a little bit. I'm also going to just trim it so it fits on my book page a little better. Hopefully I didn't cut too much. Well, it works. Now it's really in there. Now we don't have to worry so much about it clashing. All right. Just take the same brown ink. I was watching Jenny's first journal with me. She is a sweet, dear friend of mine. And she's also on my design team. And she was talking about using the Signo white gel pen that came in the Wings collection, or any other white gel pen you might have, on this pink tag. And I think she's right. I think that'll be pretty. Okay. And then I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of coffee dyed paper or tea stain paper. I have a lot of it around here, just torn up paper that I couldn't use in a book. And I'm just going to glue that on the flower side. And actually, I'm just going to add my glue to the center of the tag because I want to sew the edge. So this weekend, well, actually tomorrow is my daughter's birthday. My youngest daughter is turning 19 tomorrow. Wow, I'm not quite certain how that happened, but it did. So she and I will be hanging out tomorrow, and then Saturday she is having some friends over for a pool party. So I have so much more work to do out in the backyard, which I've been doing. My husband and I have been doing a lot of work out there, so that's why I'm beat up. That's why I'm all beat up. Not because of my husband, but from all the work. Okay. Trim this a little more obsessively here. And I'm just going to run this through the sewing machine. Okay, that's messy, but that's okay. I like it that way. I'm just going to ink the edges of this a little bit. I like the way that the ink defines the edges. And I don't know. I just always liked it. And then let's see, get that a little inky. I'm sure that later I will go back and add some fibers to this tag because that makes it fun. It needs some stamping too, I think. I'm still trying to figure out how to stamp on this. I could use a dark brown, but I don't really want dark. I would rather it be more clear than anything. If I used like a embossing ink and it just made like a clear impression. All right, my clear embossing ink pad, I think that's just too old. I think it needs re-inked. I would like to see how this coffee color looks on this craft paper. And then this one's so pretty, this thistle. Maybe I want that. We're gonna see. Just gonna take this scrap piece here. Just gonna grab this date stamp here so I can get an idea. It's brown. It's not as light as I might like. It's nice though. And then clean this off. Let's see what this thistle looks like. I know I said I didn't like dark, but that is pretty. I decided I'm going to try a few other colors. This is tea dye. It's a lighter brown. Too light. Okay, well that answers that question. You You know, really, I might like that rusty hinge that I used on that tag. But I'm going to try fossilized amber first. Nope, too light. All right, I found a winner. I like this forest moss against that brown paper. So that is what we're going to do. I'm getting out my stamps that I use very frequently. Let's see. Someone told me I need to just wash them, that they don't want to stick anymore and that I need to wash them. I did wash them and they are doing better now. So thank you for that tip. Can you guys hear all the frogs out in my backyard? It is an orchestra. Okay. I think I want it up here. No, I think I budged. Okay, I do like that. That is a very pretty color on that brown paper. And then I am using this Bow Bunny stamp set that I picked up at Tuesday morning. I like the little seed labels. And I think I just want to use that here. Okay, I'm just going to use some cardstock to firm it up a little bit. Put this down in the corner. All right, I really like that, and I feel like we should do some stamping on this page as well. All right, I'm using that same Forest Moss ink. The reason the frogs are so loud is it's actually 10 o'clock at night. I actually have to think about getting ready to go to bed soon. It has been a long day. I think that's it. I'm not going to stamp that too much. That gives me more writing space. I actually think I'm going to use the scrap. If I can find my ruler. Oh my goodness, it's sitting right here. I already have a mess on my desk. And I already feel like I can't find things. No. All right. Maybe henceforth. The bad thing about my dictionary page is it says hemorrhoid in the top. Like, no, I don't really want that. Let's see. Tear that part off of there. So I'm going to use gathered twigs again and just ink up my edges. Especially since quarantine, I was able to do so much and it was so nice and so fun. Our quarantine actually ended much sooner than other states here in Indiana. So I feel like I've been running around. I feel like that was so long ago. Oh, that's all right. All right, I'm going to take some scrap tea stain paper again. And I just want to add it to my tag. I'm going to save this string. I like those strings. right, now I have this extra large hole here. My hole punch isn't going to, well, it's pretty close. Work on the edges a little bit. That's not bad. Okay, and then we're just going to put our string back. And then I feel like I need to make some clusters for my book pages and for my tags, so I'm not going to do anything more to this right now. I just know that I want it tucked in there. And I think that's it for today, you guys. I am at an hour, and while it doesn't feel super exciting, I am loving this. I love the direction that this is going. I might add some more of this brown craft paper before I get back on camera and do some more because I really like that. I think that is it. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch today. Don't forget to check out the design team. Those links will be in the description box down below, as well as a link to my previous video where I was working in this collection in case you would be interested in seeing that. Otherwise, you guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.